happy to be home, guys. So we made it home probably about 25 minutes ago. About 25 minutes ago, we made it in the door. Well, made it home. So now we're going to go and drop the truck off. Hopefully there's a spot at the truck stop. So Charlie's in front of us. Should probably turn that down, huh, y'all? So it actually only took us about 2 hours and about 25 minutes to get home instead of 3 hours, which ain't bad. Well, 3.5 hours. From our truck yard, like in a car, I think it's only like 2.5 hours from before we could even hit the highway. So, yeah. So we're actually a little bit further away, but in the vicinity of where our truck yard is. So I ended up coming from a little bit, like, outside of Louisville. So where our truck stop is from our house is probably about 25 minutes. It is a hassle though. And where we live at, our city doesn't allow you to keep our semi. Like, we have a driveway. We can't even park our semi-rig in the driveway. Like, we totally understand. Slow down, bro. We totally understand not being able to keep the tractor trailer attached to the rig. But just our rig, I think we should, like, I think it's awful. Like, our city should really be more lenient to drivers, especially when there's not that many that live in our little city. So, hang on, I'm at a stoplight. Let me see what y'all saying. What's happening, Emil? Hey, Tiffany. We just got home, guys, so we're going to go and park the big truck. We had to go and pick up our truck. So I'm driving tonight. Well, just for a minute. I don't like driving that much. I'm a passenger princess. Y'all know that. So how's everybody's hump day been going? Lots of humping? I like to telling people to hump off. We had a really crazy day, y'all. Check this out. So we're on, I think we're on 71 north. Might have been 75, not sure. One of the two. We're driving and it switched from construction zone to 75 miles an hour, right? So we're rolling and all of a sudden it's like this white car. Now you guys know, and if you don't, I'm going to school you real quick. Truckers' right side, which is the passenger side of the truck, is a trucker's blind spot. So even if you can see the mirror on that left side, the right side of the truck, the passenger side of a semi, they still might not be able to see you in their blind spot. So if you're going to pass a truck or you're going to ride beside a truck, I wouldn't advise riding beside a semi on the passenger side of a semi. I would pass them as soon as humanly possible because of the fact that if they try to get over, they accidentally can't see you. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So on my side, being passenger princess, the passenger side, and we're in the middle lane. So the slow lane, this white car, comes flying over trying to get in front of us. But at 70 miles an hour, you know what I mean? It was a little impossible, so she swayed back, but she slowed down. And then the next thing we know, like, Charlie's like, babe, I think that there's a car following us. And I was like, what you mean? I said, switch lanes, and then switch back again and see what happens. Did it. They're still behind us. Then all of a sudden, guys, guess what? There are cop lights flashing. and then they get behind us. Do you know that this woman had the nerve to call the police, tell the police that we hit her in the back? Now, this big semi truck that we're driving, she now states that we hit her, guys. So the trooper pulls us over, comes over to the passenger side because, the highway. So asks for Charlie's license, then proceeds to tell us, you know what I'm saying? This lady says that you hit him. You hit them. We're like, what? There's no way if we would have hit her, especially the way that she's saying that we hit her, it would have been like, when police are doing like a high-speed chase, they do a pit maneuver. What happens when that happens? That car spins out. That car would have ended up in a ditch, not slowing down and pulling over to the side a little bit. She would have spun completely out. Not to mention, as this trooper is looking at our rig, there is absolutely nothing. Why isn't there any? And so he's saying, yeah, her back bumper is like tore up. And we're like, we didn't hit her. And so he knows it, but I'm sure it's still like a protocol. So, of course, you guys know that all rigs, just in case anybody out there tries it, all rigs are equipped with cameras and 360. Most of them, good companies, 360 degrees on their trucks. Our truck even has a camera that's inside, so it records and videotapes us inside the truck while we're driving, and microphone while we're driving. You know what I mean? So not only is the camera inside the truck, the camera does a 360 for our truck. So first thing that, Charlie does, Charlie is like, you know what, we can, you know what I'm saying, there's video cameras. And so he's like, can you pull them? So we call dispatch. So, like I said, he's again looking at our truck, walks back again and goes and looks at our car, and he's like, man, like, seriously, there's no way. He gives Charlie his license, like, you're free to go, have a good night. Do you want to make a report, man? Because if you're going to make a report, we're going to pull up the film from the last 35, 40 minutes, because we can do that through safety. Baby, let me tell you what, this chick says, no, I'm okay, and decides to just go ahead and roll off. Like, are you kidding me? People don't understand that you play with people's, like, that right there can get someone not only just fired for, sorry about that, like I was saying, it's not like they can, just go and get another job when something like that happens. They can lose CDLs. And if they don't lose their CDLs, they're reduced to companies that don't pay much because of the fact of the accident that's on. So it's no joke to play with semis. It's also no joke to cut semis off and hop in front of them, because normally we haul things that are about 38 to 40,000 pounds. That's just what we're hauling. That's not even considering the rig and the weight that's inside of the rig. That can't stop on a dime. Those are air brakes. They're not like a regular car brakes. So please, guys, give us a little bit of grace, okay? We know we're slow, but think about those groceries and all those Sam's Clubs, Costco's, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, all that stuff. We bring that stuff to you. Your water, your soda, your meats. We bring that stuff to you. So give us some grace. You don't want to share the road with us, it means that you don't want groceries, or you don't want your Jordans, or your PS5s. You know what I mean? So give a little, get a little. All right? So yeah, I am an exit away from our truck stop. So y'all do some mojo for me and give me some good mojo to find a parking spot, because it is so hard to find a parking spot. Even though we don't have a trailer, we're bobtailing. It's still, and we hate taking up a whole spot for a bobtail. It's so hard for a tractor and trailer to find a spot, especially at this time of night. Your night shift drivers don't even start leaving until about 2 o'clock in the morning, most of the time, because if we do nights, that's normally when we're about to park, you know. So here we are, here we are. Jesus, please let there be a spot. I am so tired. I want a shower. Oh my gosh. If you guys watched my live from earlier, we had a rental truck from hell yesterday. Our truck threw out a check engine code, so we had to take it in. And it was actually nothing. But um, we still had to be done, but we had a load that was like hot, had to be taken, couldn't be. It was a Kroger load. So, child, get in the truck, and I'm kind of excited because we're in Peterbilt. Never really seen a Peterbilt on the inside. Kenworth, yeah, not a Peterbilt. And we have a Mac, so I'm like, yes, you know. Get in, and I'm admiring. I'm like, man, there's so much room in here. There's a top bunk. Like our Mac doesn't have a top bunk. Our international that we used to have did, but we couldn't fold that up like that. Like the way that this is, it's so awesome. Like it's like enclosed where it looks like it's like a little storage shelf up there. And then it has, I've never in my life in a rig seen like, it has to be every bit of like 3 foot long closet, guys, with a hanging bar in it. So yeah, so I'm checking the truck out. It has a Dometic refrigerator. Love it. The freezer's too small for me though. But so I'm admiring it, and then my throat starts itching, and I'm like, look around, and I see like their seats. Like we have leather seats, but in this Peterbilt, they have like seats that look like old bus seats, like the rug, like cloth, like seats, man. Oh shit, this motherfucker. Excuse my language. It is packed here. But so yeah, I see like dog hair, and it's got to be like I'm starting to itch again. Ooh. It's got to be like a husky because it's like you can tell husky hair. It's like long, pretty hair. But we're not parking here. I've seen somebody's hair get taken there. But so yeah, I start sneezing. My foot starts itching. My ass is itching. About 20 minutes into driving now,